Let's start with two most important questions. I talk to hundreds of business owners and I would ask them about what they want their website to do and what they want it to be, and I'd get a lot of blank answers. So that may be you. If this is the first time you've ever been introduced to my material and I ask you this next question about what you want your website to do, you may not have any idea what you want it to do. You may not know what it can do. So how can you tell me what you want it to do if you don't even know what it can do? All right, buckle up. We're going to jump deeper into the web jungle. Make sure you've got your water handy. Let's jump into our featured topic of the week. Do. Someday in the future, I'll have sound effects and music that I play during the show. But for now, it'll just be me going do. Our featured topic of the week, I want to introduce you to the 5 golden keys. Now, this is the material from my book, 5 Keys. If he had it right next to him, he could show it to you. 5 Golden Keys to Sharpen Your Website by C.J. Gilbert. And we are going to talk about one of those keys today. This material is also found in that course, mywebsitesafari.com, so make sure to check that out. But let's talk about the 5 golden keys, and we're going to talk today about key number 1. This is your goals and your demographic targeting. So where do we start? I love this quote by Lewis Carroll. If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up somewhere else. And that could not be more true when it comes to the internet. It is too easy to get lost. It's too easy to become distracted, to start watching a 30-second video and then another, and then another, and then another, and then another. And that's how they get you. And you're trapped in that social media quicksand. We'll avoid the quicksand, folks. We can look for those traps. We can look for those snares that are going to pull you in and not let you go. Whether it's a big snapping trap that grabs your leg and it's painful and it's really hurting your journey, or it's something insidious like quicksand. You don't even realize you're standing in it. You don't even realize you're stuck until you try to take that next step, and all of a sudden it's harder, it's more difficult to keep going. So what do we do about it? We work together. That's what we do. And that's why I've put together this material for you. So let's start by talking about where to start. Where do we start in the web jungle journey? Well, let's start with 2 most important questions. I talk to hundreds of business owners and I would ask them about what they want their website to do and what they want it to be, and I'd get a lot of blank answers. So that may be you. If this is the first time you've ever been introduced to my material and I ask you this next question about what you want your website to do, you may not have any idea what you want it to do. You may not know what it can do. So how can you tell me what you want it to do if you don't even know what it can do? So what are the primary goals of your website? It could be any of these things. The primary goals of your site. It could be sales, new customers via search engines, customer service, provide support, education, resources, forms. What exactly do you want to offer your viewers? And what type of resources to offer, if any? A lot of people want to make more sales from their website, and that's perfectly a great goal. And if that's your goal, then fantastic. We'll absolutely talk about how to do that. But you may have other goals. You may want to provide some education. You may want to provide some resources. You may have forms that you want your clients to have ahead of time before meeting with you. So I really want you to see your website as a tool that is available to you for all these reasons, all these purposes. As you start thinking of it as a tool and you'll use it actively in your business, it will do more for you and you'll get more out of it. I have a great example of this. One of my clients is Becker's Catering, and we've built a tremendous website together. Of course, I did all the website stuff, but they're providing me the content for the website. So we've spent years working on it, but now it is this big, beautiful website that is loaded with all of their catering menus and their pricing and their sides and their salads and their appetizers and their desserts and their beverages and all the options that are available. So what they do is when they have a customer come into their shop, into their office, they go into the conference room where they have a big screen TV and they've got the website right there on the big screen TV, and they use it as a resource. They use it as a tool during their consultation with their client. And this allows them to go through the menu and talk about the pricing and talk about the number of guests and talk about the options and do you like this salad and do you want this appetizer? And they are using their website as an active tool in their business. I am super proud of the way they use their website. I'm super proud of the website, but I'm more proud of how they're using the website. Does that make sense? They use it as a tool in their business, and I'm thrilled that they're doing it that way. And I want you to do it that way. How can we make your website work better for you? Improve your sales, improve your customer service, and provide resources, education, forms, whatever else. What other ideas did you get just then while I was babbling on about that? Did you get another idea of what you could do with your website? Let me know. Tweet me. Leave me a comment. So this is super important. The primary goals of your site. Jot this down. These are some questions for you to think about later. Write out a few sentences or more about what you'd like to get out of your website. And then write a few more about what you'd like your customers to get out of your website. Those might be two different things. What you want your website to do, what you want your customers to be able to get through your website, they might be two different things. They might be the same thing, but they might be two different things. And I want you to think about it from both of those perspectives. Here's the next piece. Here's the second most important question. Spend some time with those questions, but then also consider this. Who is your target audience? The more specific you can be with this, the more you can drill down on your target audience, the better. And all of this material, by the way, is in my video course, mywebsitesafari.com. This is video number 3 that talks about these concepts. So do check that out to get all the material. There's also a worksheet in there that you can download and fill out that has this material in it and will help you fill that out. So mywebsitesafari.com is where you can sign up for that. And you'll look for video number 3 and there's the worksheet. Look for the worksheet underneath the video in video 3. The more specific you can be, I don't have a whole lot of time to keep going on this topic, but the more specific you can be with the target market, the greater chance you have of reaching more people. Now, that may sound counterintuitive because I see a lot of people wanting to reach everybody. I want to reach all the people, everybody with skin, everybody with teeth, everybody with a spine. I hear those things in networking meetings, and maybe you do too, and they make us chuckle and they make us laugh because they're funny and clever. But the problem is when you ask somebody to think of anybody or somebody, you think of nobody. But if you can do the opposite, if you can drill down to some specific asks, you're going to trigger someone's brain. So if I say, hey, send me anybody that needs help with their website. Well, that's great. And if you run into someone this week and they're complaining about their website, maybe you'll think of me in that moment. But wouldn't it be more effective if I gave you something really specific to look at? So I could say somebody that's struggling putting together an email campaign, someone that knows they need to use email marketing for their business, but they're not sure where to start. They're not sure how to set it up or put the forms on their website. That gives you a few more things to look at. So if you can do that with your business, if you can ask people for a specific person to think of, that'll help them give you more referrals. For example, if I say, I want to talk to the lady that goes to your church on Wednesday nights. She's driving a minivan. She's going through a divorce right now. She's got 3 kids. Now, that may have triggered someone in your mind, even if the facts are slightly different. Maybe you know someone that goes to church on Thursday, not Wednesday. Maybe she drives an SUV, not a minivan. Maybe she has 2 kids, not 3 kids. Maybe she's finished her divorce. She's not going through divorce, whatever, right? The actual facts can change slightly. The point is, I gave you a couple hooks and your brain is going to latch onto those hooks. It'll substitute details as necessary, but it will still help trigger more ideas for you. So think about that. Grab that worksheet so you can really narrow down who your target market is. You want to create some ideal customer profiles. It is not possible to spend too much time on this step. The more you can identify who your target market is, the more you can serve them, the more that you can craft your marketing material, your blog posts, your website content, your email to reach that specific person. Talk about the emotional issues that they're looking for. Don't just talk about the features of your thing, talk about how those benefits of the features actually impact the people that you're working with. You need to be so specific that you can begin to see this person in your mind's eye. Even go so far as to give him or her a name. Because if you create this profile and you name him Joe, or you name her Karen, and you know that you hold that person in your mind, that is the person that you're speaking to every time you write a blog post or an article or an email, that's going to give you greater clarity, and it's actually going to help you reach more people. It sounds counterintuitive why I'm asking you to drill down to a small niche as possible, but what's going to happen is it's going to actually help you identify a greater amount of people that you can serve that fit that niche. So spend some dedicated, distraction-free time thinking about all this and write it down. It's okay if you have 2 to 3 ideal customer profiles. As long as you can identify some specifics that you can zero in on and you can tell other people to zero in on, that's going to help you reach more people. It's going to help you get more referrals from people who run into those people, and it's going to help your business grow. So spend some time working on this. So the first couple questions about your goals, what you want to get, what you want your customers to get, and then this one, your target audience, create these ideal customer profiles. And then after you do that work, after you've asked and answered those questions, then look at these questions. Does anything need to change in your goals or in your business? Did these exercises spark any new ideas to reach a particular niche? Does this illuminate any areas where you can see something is not working? Let me make a couple comments on each one of those. Does anything need to change in your goals? So you start with what are your goals now? Who's your target market? But then after you've worked through that process, you have to go back and say, you have to look at the goals again and see if they're still in alignment. And maybe you'll realize, oh, maybe I need to change my goals, or maybe I need to change something I'm doing in my business and then come back to the website. So working on this is going to give you other ideas, and it's going to share with you other things that need to change and grow in your business. So work through this, see what answers come to you, and then you'll kind of go back to the beginning and you'll be able to identify those goals that I was asking you a few minutes ago, because now you have more clarity, now that you better understand your audience and their needs. And working through that, the idea of your target market, it might illuminate, it might show you a specific niche that you could be doing more for. You might realize, wow, I really do want to meet a lady that's in transition. I really do want to meet someone who's moving from a long-term relationship out of it. Maybe she's getting a divorce or a separation, or coming out of a long-term relationship. I know people that have they're dating for 8, 9, 10 years, and then it doesn't work out. It's not exactly a divorce, but it sure feels like a divorce when you've been with someone for so long. So maybe your business helps someone in that situation. So working through this concept of your ideal customer profiles may help you identify a niche that you were not looking to serve before. And do you know that you will get greater results serving what you think of as a smaller group of people, because it helps those people more closely identify with what you're doing. So see if you can find a niche that really aligns with the work that you're doing. And then maybe these questions will show you something that's not working in your business, either from your goals or from your target market, or a target market you thought you were serving, but it's not working out for some reason. And that might help you kind of redirect where you want your ship to go next, right? I'm thinking of the metaphor of they talk about when they're flying a rocket ship to the moon. It's not like they just set a course and blasting off and there it goes. There's a story about how it requires constant corrections because of, I don't know what I'm going to say, wrong facts now, but the wind or energy or the sun rays or, whatever it is, right? Whether it's an airplane flying across the ocean or whether it's a rocket ship to the moon, the computer or the pilot has to make constant adjustments to keep that ship on course. You need to do the same thing in your business. You may know where you're sailing, but the waters are going to pull you this way and that way. The wind is going to pull you this way or that way. And so you need to be able to adjust. Let me back it up to my jungle metaphor. We're hiking through the jungle. We may come to a river that we just can't cross here. It's too crazy. It's too wild. We have to back up, go a different way, and find another way through and over that pathway. So constant corrections. A couple comments from Garrison. This person is often referred to as your client avatar. Yes, that's a great point. I'm referring to it as your ideal customer profile. Another word commonly used is avatar, your customer avatar, your client avatar. And you might have several different ones. Yes, Garrison, absolutely true. You might have 2 or even 3 avatars or customer profiles that you need to think about. Analyzing your target market and how best to serve them can only help you improve your website, your business, and your results. I love this quote by Zig Ziglar. What you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. So spend some time thinking about your goals and spend some time thinking about the audience that you serve, and you'll find those 2 things line up and work better together. Remember, your website is your number 1 tool to grow and support your business, but it's got to come from a place of what you want it to do and the people you want to serve. In my material and in my video course, check out my video course, would you please? mywebsitesafari.com. There's nothing technical in it. It's just ideas. So my hope is you may not have any clue at this point what you want your website to do. Or you may not have any ideas of what you should make your goals. Just going through this course is going to give you some clarity. It's going to give you some ideas. Oh, I can use my website to do that. Of course, you may already realize you want your website to increase the sales in your business, but you may not understand how that happens. So walking through this course is going to give you some clarity. It's going to give you some answers, and then you'll be able to come back and say, okay, now I've got some goals. Now I know where I want to set sail with my ship, and I know where to go from here. So feel free to watch the whole thing straight through and then go back to the beginning and go through it like it's a course, because it is, because that's how I intended it to be. I want you to go through it a couple times, and you're going to get more out of each time.